The place I've chosen to live is really beautiful. There's a lot of nature around me, and I find that it inspires me even when I'm not conscious of it inspiring me. And there's elements I really like about it. Like there's a lot of movement and there's a lot of serendipity feeling. But there's also, the problem with that is that it can also be busy and it can also end up feeling a little chaotic. I usually have several pieces of work going on at the same time because I am a little bit manic when I paint. I get the ideas in my head. They have to come out right away, so I need lots of canvases to put it all onto because I can't just wait for one to dry in order to do the next step. I need to continue because it's a flow, and I don't want to break the flow because the flow isn't always there. So when it's there, it's a precious thing, it's a precious moment, and hopefully that moment can last for hours. It's a nice shape. It's not too much in the center, it's not like a bullseye. I was worried it's going to be too perfect. I like it when it's a little off kilter. Yeah, I'm happy. Takes a long time to make one of these paintings because they dry slowly. I'm trying to use quieter colors and just a little bit. Give it, because it's all very well and good that it should have exciting colors, but then you have to have a place for the eye to rest. I love being around nature. I've always loved being around nature. When we were children, we had a house in Vermont and spent many hours outdoors making moss gardens and playing by the pond and doing things outside. My mother was an artist and she used to give us a pad of paper and crayons and say, go entertain yourself. And that's what we did for days. You know, she would let us in at night. Gardening is my other artistry, I guess you can say, because I find that a garden is actually a canvas. You plant things and you hope that it goes a certain way, you hope they grow, and then you come back and they either did or didn't, and sometimes it's a pleasant surprise and sometimes less pleasant. I'm in the process of launching a clothing label. The clothing label is Desjardins. It's so exciting for me. I've never done anything quite like this. I've come close. I worked with Anthropology. Going into the trade show room, there's this great big hallway that everybody is sort of funneled into. And along the hallway, sure enough, was a 40-foot poster. And with Meet the Artist, Claire Desjardins. And then walking into the booth, at the end of the booth, there was another 8-foot by 8-foot image of myself painting a painting. It was surreal, I have to tell you. Excitement that it was met with, the clothing line, I could not have anticipated it. It was amazing. How do you know a painting is finished? Now, this is a question that I have been asked many, many times by my students, by people online. When you paint every day, that you develop an intuition and it's coming together. I feel it. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to see the thread. And it's little things like that, little blob. The further I get along the painting process, the less activity of actual mark making and the more looking that I do. Because I'm getting closer to the end, I'm analyzing more. When I feel there is absolutely nothing more that I can do to that painting to make it better, when it feels right, when that's when it's done. I often ask my clients to take pictures of the paintings once they're installed because they're a little bit like my children. I've spent time with them, I've brought them into the world. I'm always a little bit attached to every single piece, and so when they find their new home, their forever home, I love to see where they are. I love to see the photographs of where they've ended up. What I do makes people happy, and that's a nice thing. It makes me happy that I make people happy.